Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to create a contour line drawing owl. So what a contour line drawing is it is a drawing that you are using a continuous line, meaning that once you put your pen down on your paper, it is not going to come up. So it's basically creating this outline of whatever you are using to make using only one continuous line. So I'm going to show just a little mini one real quick. So like if I wanted to make a flower, I'm going to take my pen or pencil and I'm going to pick a point to start at. And then once I've kind of started at that point, I then just kind of add to it. But again, I'm not allowed to pick my pen or my pencil up off of the paper. So like if I need to come back to the side, I've got to kind of travel around and add. So you might end up with multiple lines on what you're creating, which is kind of fun because it's going to give it kind of this authentic, kind of like funky looking thing to it. So I can even add some little designs, like this would be the inside part of my flower. So I'm going to use some little zigzag lines here to kind of create that. And then I'm going to come down. I'm going to find where I want to put my stem for my flower. And then if I want to add leaves. So I'm never picking my pen off of my paper. It's always staying kind of on the paper, never picking it off for what I'm making. So it's a really fun little activity to do, and you can do this with kind of any drawing that you want. So we are going to be making, as I said, a owl today using that contour line drawing. So first that you're going to do is we are not using a pencil for this project. You are going to find something like a black crayon, a Sharpie, a thin Sharpie, a pen, a marker, something that's permanent, because the fun part is that you can't erase whatever you're making. If you make a mistake, you just kind of work with it, and that's kind of the fun, and that's why they look a little funky. So I'm going to be using a thin Sharpie to do mine. So to start our owl, I'm going to start at the bottom of my paper on the right side here, and I'm going to make a curved line coming up, and then I'm going to make a little loop that loops to the other side, and then bringing it back down. And I'm going to do this a couple times, and as I said, I want to try my best to not lift my pen off the paper. So we got those repeating lines kind of coming through. So then what I want to do is I'm going to make a line that comes down, and I want to start forming a beak. So I'm going to make mine kind of like a diamond shape. You could do a triangle shape too. And just kind of repeat those same lines. Then I'm going to go ahead and I want to make an eye. So owls have really big eyes. So I'm going to make two big circles here. And then I can even start adding the circles for the inside parts of the eye. And then come back over and do the same thing for this side. All right. Then once I've gotten the eyes, again, I'm keeping my pen on my paper. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw some curved lines that kind of just show like where the face and the body kind of separate. And then once I've got those made, I want to start making my owl some feathers. So again, I'm not lifting my pen up yet. I'm going to start creating these little loops on the side that are going to start creating his feathers coming down. All right, then I'm going to travel back up. Again, never lifting it off. Go to the other side and do the same thing. Start making him some feathers. All right, now that I've got his feathers, I want to create some type of pattern for the belly or the stomach. So for mine, I think for this one, I'm going to do some wavy lines. You could do straight lines, you could do swirly lines, you really could do any type of pattern that you want. The trick is though, is keep that pen on the paper. Then I'm going to travel back up to the top of the head. I'm going to create a pattern here. So I think for this one, I'm going to do some funky little swirls coming across his forehead. And then I'm going to add some kind of like spiky lines coming down the side, kind of like where feathers might be. Traveling back to this side. And do the same thing coming down. Once I feel like I have it the way I want it, there is my owl. So I'm going to lift my pen back up and then I am done. Now, if you do want to go in and add some detail like for the eye, I am going to go ahead and color this in a little bit more to kind of leave where he would have his pupil. So I will kind of come in and add a little bit to that. And then you are going to go ahead and color. When it comes to coloring your owl, because we created patterns on our owl's body, you want to think about also coloring using pattern. And you can use as many colors as you want. Remember, these are going to be kind of funky and cool. So like for the wings, I did a pattern of lime green, coral, and darker green, and just repeated it as it came down. Same thing for the belly. He's got blue, purple, blue, purple, blue, purple. I colored in the little swirls so that they would stand out. We want to give those patterns color patterns, because if I took this and I just colored it all one color, it kind of takes away from the pattern that I drew. So we want to do things to make our pattern look like it stands out more. And that's why coloring in a pattern also just kind of helps with that. And I've seen examples of where people have used like rainbow colors. You can use neon colors, whatever you have available. If you have crayons, markers, colored pencils, anything goes for your owls. So if you want to give yourself a challenge, what you can do is you can create more contour line drawings, using that challenge of being not able to lift up your pen off of your paper. So see what you can make with it. Can you make a face? Could you make a picture of your pet at home? Could you make a picture of a landscape or somewhere outdoors? Give yourself a challenge with the contour drawing, because they are super, super fun. So I hope you enjoyed. Can't wait to see what you make.